Hello. Hello, how are you guys out there? Just checking my audio real quick. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. And see me okay for that matter. Who all's here so far? Make sure my... Alright, my Wi-Fi router is in the window. Hello, Bridget. GB. Terry Anglo. Or Engler Sanchez and Ed. I'm from California. I'm going to turn these off. I just wanted to get an idea of how the audio was sounding. Wish I could figure out how to bring up the chat on OBS. Like I did something and it turned off. And I have no idea how to turn it back on. But yeah, I have packages from you guys. I have stuff. Quite a bit of stuff from a few of you guys. So I figured I'd do a live and open it up on the, on live and let you guys hang with me while I open it. You guys hang with me while I open it. Yeah, OBS is a pain in the ass. I'll probably end up paying for StreamYard or something pretty soon. I had something, or I had up chats, and then I did something a couple times ago that just made it turn off, and it even told me how to go about turning it back on, or how to turn the chat box back on, but I didn't pay enough attention. So now I don't remember what I did. Hey, Artemis. Yeah, I just got some packages I wanted to open up and figured I would do it live so that you guys could hang out with me while I open these. I'm really excited about getting, 4 things from you guys, like, in 1 week. Like, is it my birthday? No, I don't think it's not my birthday. Man. Is anybody familiar with OBS? Does anybody remember how to turn on the chat box? It's just a lot easier when I have it on the computer and it's not just... Oh, did I figure it out? No, that isn't it. Yeah, that's a good idea. I am going to do that. Just let me Google it. Okay, that is not... I hate when it tells you a way to do something that is literally not how it works. Whatever. So anyway, what are you guys up to today? I'm just trying to do it from my phone. Oh, there we go. That works. Oh, there we go. That works. Yeah, Ty West is definitely one of my favorite horror movie filmmakers as well. Like him and Mike Flanagan are probably my two favorite of the fairly young crowd of filmmakers right now. What's up, Rob? All right, I'm gonna get started opening stuff. You know, I think. Can you guys hear me fine? I'm trying out this new. I just bought this new microphone that should give me less problems. Like, I don't know who all was here last week, but I was having a lot of issues with the audio, just the microphone, and having to reset it every time I'd go from recording stuff to doing lives. So I went and bought this. Couldn't exactly afford it, but I think it's worth it so that you guys can, hopefully hear me okay. Good. Yeah, the cool thing about this is it wasn't too expensive. It was like $100, but that's definitely more than I could spend right now. But I did it anyway. Fuck it, Got to do what's best for this investment, The one thing that's great about it though is it basically self adjusts everything. So you don't have to go through a bunch of settings and preamps and all this stuff like with my other one in order to connect it to the tablet, or I mean to the laptop. I got to run it through a preamp and then an adapter kind of. So it's basically like a couple different preamps, so to speak, before it gets into the computer. But man, it is starting to heat up. I am sweating. I don't know if you guys can see how much, but I am melting in here. What about you guys? Is it hot all out where you guys live yet? Yeah, I need to do my nails here soon, probably this week or next. I got to get a new. Although they haven't started pilling, so I kind of gotten to the point now where I just get them when they start pilling. I wait and get them done. So probably a few more days. All right, so let's open some stuff. I'm going to start with this. I should have waited to open it, but I did not expect to get a bunch more packages because I don't know when stuff's coming. And so I opened this. I was like, oh, I'll show it on the video or whatever. But I didn't. But since I just got this, just opened it the other day, I figured I would show it off too. So I got this from, oh man, I just had the name, Warbly. I just had the name and then forgot. Mickey Worley. The same person that sent me what was it? The Killer Clowns. Yeah, the Killer Clowns bobblehead, I believe. Yeah, Killer Clowns bobblehead, I believe is the same thing. But yeah, Mickey Worley sent me, or it's a, yeah, I think it's a he. Anyway, sent me this shirt the other day because I was struggling with my foot and, just wanted to see me smile and basically said, hey, smile. So, yeah. So I'm really stoked to get this. I love Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm very excited to have gotten this shirt. So thank you so much, Mickey, for that awesome shirt. You can hear you fine. I'm in CT and it's high 70s. Yeah, we were in the high 70s, low 80s, and now it's starting to jump. Although I guess it's just hot in my house because now that I look it up, it's like not even 80 degrees. But under the light and everything, I don't know. It just feels super warm in my room. Well, that doesn't work too well. Yeah. So, which package should I open up first? We got the smaller box, the bigger FedEx package, or the big or biggest Amazon package. Which one should I open first? Do we want to open biggest or smallest or the flat package? The looks like a frame or something. Hey, Cammy Q. Hey, morning, Moshcam. I vote smallest. All right, that's one for smallest. Hey, Lulu. Hey, Kel. So we're going smallest. That's 2 for smallest. Smallest to biggest. All right, looks like smallest it is. I need to grab a knife. I should have thought of that, but I didn't. Got my trusty knife. Anybody who's been with the channel for a while remembers when I used to do unboxings. I used to every month I would do a horror pack unboxing. I'll probably do that again here before too long, but it just got to be, you know, I'm broke. I can't really afford it, and it didn't really seem worthwhile, and it's not like the videos were making enough money to even pay for the cost of getting the pack. I kept trying to get them to sponsor me because I know that it's helpful to them, but I don't know, horror pack is oblivious. But okay, so let's start with the smallest package. Trying to be careful. All right, let's see here. This is from oh, it's just a gift receipt. It doesn't say a name. Let's see if I can find a name. I would like to say thank you to whoever this is from. Oh, here we go. It's from Julie Ellsworth. Thank you so much, Julie. It says, consider making an Amazon wish list and putting your Venmo info on your about page. Buying blind is tough, and I imagine there are more weirdos that would like to spread a little joy your way. And then a little heart from Julie Ellsworth. I like it better when you guys just send whatever you guys think is cool. Like, that's what makes this fun. It kind of helps customize my collection and ultimately will help customize the set, because I have lots of shelving here that instead of my hats, I'd rather have things you guys sent me. I can put them over there. And then in the set where I shoot the videos over there, there's plenty of area to put stuff. So let's see what I got. Oh my God. This is so amazing. Look at that. It's the creature from Pan's Labyrinth. Oh man, look how cool that looks. I didn't even know they made a NECA of this. It's Old Fawn from Pan's Labyrinth. Wow. Look at that. That's so cool. Trying to get that glare off. Can you guys see that okay? I just love that cover. 103 in Phoenix. Oof. I used to live in Phoenix for a little while as a kid. Or stayed there, I guess I should say. It's brutal, brutally hot. It's like a different kind of heat there. But yeah, look how cool this is. Now I got to decide if I should take it out of the package or leave it in the package. What do you guys think? You think it should stay in the package or come out of the package? I'll probably ask Julie first what she wants me to, like if she has a preference. But that's so cool. This is so awesome. For now, I'm going to put it up there. Let's see. I'll put it right between, right there. What about you guys? Do you guys take your collectibles out of the packages or do you leave them in? I used to always leave them in, and then now I've started to taking stuff out of the packages so that I can fully display them on the shelves and stuff for the set. But I still do have quite a bit of stuff like right over here on the wall that is in the package. Yeah, I'm thinking I might display that one in the package just because the box is so cool. The only thing with when you display them in the package is that from the camera, you can't even really see what it is. You know, I mean, from here, you can't even, it's dark, you can't even see what it is at all. So, I don't throw away the boxes though. Like when I take the figure out of the box, I just keep the box displayed somewhere else in my room. So I don't know. I'm on the fence. I think I'll probably end up taking it out so that you can fully see the things you guys send me, and that way it takes up less space too, so that over time you guys can fill up my shelves and you can tell friends, look, see that one right there? That's something I sent him and whatever. But we'll see. Like I said, I'll ask Julie to see kind of what her thoughts were when she sent me. Yeah, there is something like I was growing up always, you know, collections you don't take them out of the package. You save them forever so that they keep their collector value. But then like more recently I started taking them out, and there's something that's just a lot more fun to taking them out of the package. Because like you just can fully display them, and there's something about feeling like you're a little kid again and messing with them and moving them around and things like that that you never get to experience when they're in the package. So I wish Julie was on this live. I'm sure she'll see the replay. But thank you so much. Like, I love that. That is so awesome. All right. Next up, we'll go with this one. And I'm trying to see if it's got a name on it. See who it's from. Hopefully it says inside who it's from. It's fragile and breakable. So hopefully it's not broken. Trying to open it carefully, because also there might be a note of some kind to let me know who this is from. You see, it's like a, like it looks like it's maybe some kind of picture framed or something, because it's not super heavy, so it's not metal or anything like that. Man, I swear, I feel so lucky to have you guys out there, like, sending me stuff. Like, this is amazing. Like, I don't even get stuff for my birthdays or Christmas. Not like this. Like, I can't even remember the last time I had this many gifts to open. Alright. It says Displate. Oh, shit. I've heard of these. I've never got one, but I've heard of them. I still don't know who this is from, though. I think I might know, but I don't want to just assume. Oh, here we go. Is there a letter? It's really cool the way it's packaged. Like, they have this little cleaning wipe in there and a sticker with a discount code. And then there's the magnet. So you put the magnet on here and then you stick that to the wall, I believe. Are you guys ready for the reveal of what it is? I'll let you guys see it first. So, is it cool? Do you guys think I'll like it? You guys think I'll like it? I don't know what it is. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, my birthday's in December. December 10th. Alright, I'm going to look at what it is. Here we go. Oh, shit! It's fucking Snake Plissken, dude! Oh, man, this is so cool. Alright, I gotta figure out a good spot for this. Maybe right there on the wall? Yeah, I think right there on the wall. But this is so cool. I gotta take it out of this. I think it's... Okay, I hate that I don't know for sure who this is from. Like, I feel like there should be a note or something that says, like, who it's from. I think it's from Leslie. Because she mentioned that she found something... yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from Leslie. She said she found something that she wanted to send me, but didn't know which one I would like. And so she asked what my favorite horror movies were. Or no, horror characters were. Yeah, so this has got to be from Leslie. She's a patron and a channel member. She's amazing. She's always donating, like, money and helping me out with this channel. Like, very, very huge supporter and just a sweet person. Look at this, though. This is beyond sick. Look at that. And it's, I don't know if you could tell, but it's like, it's got this like a bad screen like quality to it, like a purposeful like bad reception, like old monitor look to it. It's so badass. He's like one of my all-time favorite characters, which, I mean, you know, opposite sides, but that's a big part of it. But he just has just the most badass personality. I just love him. Oh, thank you so much, John Wolf. Good luck with your surgery. He's got he's getting a pain stimulator like the one like I just had installed. So, thank you very much for that donation. I think you're gonna be doing way better in life once you get that. Yep, Snake Plissken, one of my all-time favorite horror, I mean, like sci-fi horror characters and John Carpenter characters. No, you don't have to frame it. It's metal. Like, it's a disc plate. See, it's a metal plate. It's this metal aluminum plate. That there's this magnet, and you put the magnet on your wall, and then this just goes boop and sticks right to the magnet. Or not aluminum. It's a steel plate. And they're like limited edition and everything. It's got a whole hologram tag and a signature on it for authenticity. These are so cool. Like, I've seen other YouTubers have them in the past, but I've never seen them in person. Like, it's actually really quality, really, really cool. Yeah, she's the sweetest. She's just like just such a sweet person. And she's like crazy busy right now at work, like getting slammed, dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm sure she'll see this, but not until a little later. I didn't know when to do the live though, so it's one of those. I have a ton of Scream Factory posters if you are interested. Hell yeah, are you kidding me? Dude, that would be sick. I love posters. Like any posters, honestly. And like that, if I got posters or more posters, I just continue to rotate them like the ones I already have. Like kind of based on the mood I'm feeling. Yeah, I would love to check out some horror anime that you're into. All right, and now we have the last package, and I, once again, have no idea who this is from either. It's an Amazon package. I think it's some kind of clothes. It feels soft, or it sounds soft. So I'm guessing some type of clothing. I really want to start playing some video games live for you guys. Like if it's something you'd be interested in. Like I've been really just wanting to play games. I've had this like hankering or whatever you want to call it to play some horror games. As soon as I can afford to get some horror games. Alright, this is this is from Julie as well. It says, "Hiya Kanan, love your channel and your endearing personality. Keep on keeping on," from Julie Ellsworth. Once again, from Julie. Thank you so much. All right, let's see what this one is. This is a totally different. It comes in there's another box. I'm trying to be careful cutting it open because if there's... Oh, what the fuck, dude. Okay, all I could see is that. I could just see a little picture of Candyman peeking out. Oh, dude, look at this. Wow. Candyman is one of my all-time favorite horror icons. Like, he would be in my top 5. Look at that. It's like his robe is actually an actual robe. Like, looks like it's made out of cloth material, like fuzzy and everything. Dude. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Julie. Look at that. This one I'm definitely going to take out of the package because I got to feel his coat. Oh, and look at one of his heads has got the bees. I bet you do, Ben. You got like you got so many figures. Yeah, this one I'm definitely going to take out. And it's cool because this one looks like that other one. There's so many little pieces and stuff, and it looks like a lot of things could get lost. This looks like much more simple. So I'll talk to her first to make sure she's okay with me taking it out. But I definitely want to take it out and put it right up here, I think. It's fuzzy and everything. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at that. I seriously feel like a kid on Christmas. Super fun. Yeah, I saw that. A bee chest plate right down here. Look at that.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Siri. Can you guys hear Siri? I didn't get that. Can you try again? Man, his bloody hook hand looks so gnarly. Does he have the mirror? Oh, no, okay. It's just showing it. Because in the picture down here, it shows the hand holding the mirror. So I thought maybe he had like a cut off hand holding the mirror. That would be wild. But no, I think it's just for the picture. This is super fun. Yeah, stupid Siri. Oh. All right, so that's my unboxings for the day. And if any of you want to send me anything, because I'm not gonna lie, it's fun, but I'm not asking for anything either. Like, you don't have to feel obligated by any means to send me anything. But if you do, I will try my best to open it on a live or in a video or something to give you guys credit the best I can. And there's my address that you can send it to. It's a public address. It's not like to my home, so don't worry about my safety. The address is in the description of all my videos. So, oh, thank you so much, Kel Hoffman. Yeah, I probably will take the hats down and just start putting figures on those shelves. The cool thing about this thing here is I can adjust the shelving however I want. And I'd rather have something besides just my hats there, because I have a bunch of other figures that I might end up taking out of their packages and displaying them or something at some point too. Because I only can display so much over there on the set. But I really like the idea of just displaying the stuff you guys send me. You know, like that's all that stuff means way more to me than anything that I bought myself. And I told myself I wasn't going to collect anymore because I really just don't have anywhere to put anything else. Unless it's, you know, like to spend money. It's more like that. It's like I can find places to put things, but I don't have like, it's not like I need to buy anything, if that makes sense. And so I was like, all right, I can't afford collectibles anymore. As much as I love figures and love horror memorabilia, posters, all of it, right? I love it. You know, it's like, how can you justify it when you're broke as shit and you don't really have a place to put it either? It's like, but this is different. This, it's fun because then I can justify it because, like, it's from you guys, so I have to find a room for it, right? Man, I'm melting. The Living Dead dolls? I don't think I've seen those. I just saw a NECA toy that was badass. I was really tempted to get it. Like I said, I just can't. I don't have the money to buy any more things I don't need or whatever. But it was oh, who was it? It was the Bride of Frankenstein. And like all those, like the Wolfman one, like I really want all those classic. Like I have the Frankenstein one. See, I have this Frankenstein one, but I don't have. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I have the Frankenstein one. I have a Michael Myers one. I have a couple of the Friday the 13th ones. But I really like the Universal Classic stuff. Like I've always just loved, adored the Universal Classic stuff. It's just fun to collect stuff, man. I can't wait for Maxine. I don't know what you guys are talking about in the chat, but someone mentioned Maxine, and I'm like, I can't wait for that movie. Like they're actually shooting it right now. So hopefully we'll see it early. I'm thinking spring, like early next year or maybe springtime. I can't imagine them waiting beyond like maybe like maybe early summer, but I would think we'll get it pretty quick next year. What are some ideas you guys have of something I could do that doesn't involve me walking? It doesn't involve much money besides movies. It's like I'm so bored of being stuck in my house. Because I can't go swimming. I can't go on walks because of my stupid foot. See, they got it all wrapped up in this. It's a compression bandage, so they like get it wet and then it goes and like sucks around your leg, and it itches so bad. But it's supposedly, this helps stimulate my foot, and like they saw me this week and it actually started healing like quite a bit. So he thinks in about a month I'll probably be able to, well, about a month or so, he's hopeful that I'll be able to take the wrapping and bandage off and be able to start walking on my foot, limited use. So yeah, I used to never really pay much attention to the directors of movies much myself. But then, like, the more you do this and you're watching movies and you start to be like, oh, that guy, you start connecting dots. It's really fun. You start being like, oh, that guy was worked on whatever. And then he now went on to do this. And, he started out his career here and now he's doing this. And, like, you can start to really know if you're going to like movies a lot of times. It's like if there's a director like Ty West, I won't miss anything that Ty West does, or Brandon Cronenberg or David Cronenberg. Like, I know that anything those guys do is going to have a certain feel to it, and I'm more than likely going to enjoy it. It may not be my favorite thing always that they've done, but I will always enjoy their art like artistic style that they put on movies. So, thank you, Leslie. Jeez. You don't think your plate is enough? I don't know if you missed it, but I just opened up your disc plate that you sent me. I'm guessing it was you, right, Leslie? It doesn't have your name or nothing on it, but I'm guessing it was from you. Rainy and chilly? I wish it was rainy and chilly here. I love that kind of weather. It just makes me think about Halloween. Yeah, the end of Pearl was phenomenal. That closing scene with Mia Goth was like, I can't believe that it didn't get any Academy Award nominations or anything. It's fucking just embarrassing. Like the Academy Award, it's just I'm not I just cannot support the Academy whatsoever anymore. The way they've snubbed the last like 5 to 10 years or so of especially female performances in horror that have just been incredible, and they just every year they skip and just don't even give any love. I mean, you don't have to say they should win. That's fine. If you, I mean, I don't even agree with that, but at the very least, you need to nominate these women that are just doing these performances that are just incredible, and on these little indie movies, and yet they're just skipping them. It's maddening. I love this disc plate. It is phenomenal. I'm so excited to put it up. I think I'm going to put it up right here. So right to the left of this mask. I think it'd be a good spot, like for the size of it and stuff, and that way you can always see it when I do a live. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But it's so nice. Like I've never seen one of these disc plates before. They're so nice. Yeah, both The Innkeepers and House of the Devil are phenomenal movies. Like I was a big fan of his before all this, now with X and Pearl and the whole world of horrors, like, Ti West is amazing. I was like, I've been yelling that for a while, guys. Like, Sacrament was incredible. Like, the dude does not make a bad movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed the 2023 Chainsaw Awards and the Dead Meat Awards. Don't forget about the Dead Meat Awards. They gave a lot of love. I didn't agree with their winners per se, but they gave a lot of love to horror movies that don't get the attention they deserve. If you guys want really awesome horror shirts, Graveyard Goods, that's where I get my X shirt, and I got my girlfriend Lost Boy shirt. I've never heard of them. The places that make the shirts that I love the most. I'm a huge horror sock guy. Like, I don't know if you guys know that, but I have hundreds of pairs of horror socks. I wear like different ones every day. But I have so many different horror movies represented in the socks. But Fright Rags, they are the only company that makes just so many horror socks, and I love horror socks. If you ever want to like send me a pair of horror socks, like that is my favorite thing to collect is horror socks. It's like whenever you're feeling bummed out, you can just look down and be like, oh yeah, you just look at that sock. No matter where you're at, you could be in a suit and tie in a boardroom meeting, bored out of your mind, and look down and see a fun, happy sock. Like, I love socks. But the Fright Rags and Gutter Garbs both have amazing shirts as well. But Fright Rags, man, they have the socks. I have a lot of the ones they have. They have a few pair right now though that I don't have for the horror socks. Like they're just, and it's cool to be able to like, it's a pretty affordable thing to collect too when it comes to horror items, because it's like $12 for a pair of socks, and sometimes they have them on sale for like $8 a pair. And that's when I can't pass them up. I haven't bought any in a while though, but it's just things like that are so fun, like little gifts to give yourself, and something to look forward to in the mail. Very fun. Oh wow, Mutilator shirt. John, definitely check out the Dead Meat Awards. It's on YouTube, so it's free to watch. But they're not quite at the level of the Chainsaw Awards production wise, but they're pretty damn close. Especially this year, they really upped their game. The only thing they don't quite have yet is physical location like the Chainsaw Awards, where some of the actual celebrities come and get their awards. Like they're not at quite at that level yet, but they do have like a lot of them send in videos to accept their awards and stuff. Like Dead Meat is getting bigger and bigger in the horror world. I mean, they're already the biggest horror YouTubers, one of the biggest horror media things there is already, and they're getting bigger and bigger all the time because they're working more and more with a lot of the behind the scenes like movies and directors and meeting these people, and so it's exciting. Like anything that can be done on a more mainstream level for horror is very exciting to me. But I especially love the Dead Meat podcast. Like the kill count is fun, it's cool, but to me the podcast is where they really shine. Like I've listened to every podcast they've done a couple times because Chelsea, especially the way she dives in on subject matter on the podcast is really it's she's able to kind of see things or go from a lens in a different way because she's got that film school background, and talk about horror in a different way than most of us horror creators out there can. It says, "Oh, I'm not. Oh, I hope it didn't sound like I was asking you guys to buy me anything. Especially you, Leslie. Like you send me money all the time. Like you guys are amazing. I'm not asking for anything. I promise. But I'm also not gonna lie and say I don't enjoy it when you guys send me stuff. Like this literally felt like my birthday or Christmas. Like it's crazy. Like I've never in my life gotten gifts like this. So it's really cool. I'm not gonna pretend I don't enjoy it. I love Pan's Labyrinth, and it's funny because it's not really a horror movie, but yet it has just this creepy fantasy element that's scarier, some elements of it anyway, than a lot of movies that are considered horror movies. It's funny how that works. And that's why I really try not to gatekeep and say what's horror and what's not, because you'll have things like that are not technically horror, but feel horror. Like, I mean, that is as horror feeling to me as any other NECA horror toy. Men was interesting. I actually really liked Men, but I've heard a lot of people really shit on it, and a lot of people have made good points on why they didn't like it, and so I don't at all like disagree per se with people for disliking it. There are good reasons to dislike it, but I liked the weirdness of it. I liked the over the top bizarre quality, and I didn't love everything about it. There's definitely problems with it, but it's just my kind of crazy that I enjoyed, especially in theaters. I did do a full review on the channel for Men if you want to hear me talk about it right out of the theater more at length. There's so many good A24 movies, and there's still some I haven't even seen yet, but there's so many that nobody ever talks about that, like, oh, what's the one I watched one not too long ago. Like Lamb is one that's really good that not a lot of people talk about. But oh, what is it called? It's I'll find it. In fabric or in fabre or fab yeah in fabric or in fabre or frabj, or I don't know if it's said in a different way. but it just looks like in fabric, but it's actually really weird and good in a strange, like, artsy way. I love the look especially of it, but it's super slow burn. Um, Saint Maud is amazing. You don't hear a lot of people talk about that one. Um, uh, but there's still quite a few I've never seen. Like I've never seen Mojave. I still need to watch Killing of the Sacred Deer. I know it's supposed to be amazing, and I just still have never watched it. Swiss Army Man is super good. Not really a horror movie per se, but still really good. I'm trying to look up the A24 movies. There's so many I haven't seen, but a lot of these aren't really horror. Like The Disaster Artist was fun, but not horror. Like I haven't seen A Ghost Story, but I know that's not exactly horror. It's supposed to be like just a real sad. Uh, oh, Enemy. That's a really good one. Definitely not horror as well, but really, really good. Like Enemy is super weird too. Um, I definitely like the original Candyman more, but I still did really like the new one a lot. I think it's sad that the new Candyman didn't get as good of a reception as I think it deserves. But the original just it blends together social topics as well as this beautiful fantasy horror element just in a way that almost nothing ever has. Like that movie is incredible. And Tony Todd is I mean, like I really like this remake, but like it's not Tony Todd. Like the guy is a great actor. I'm spacing on his name, but he's not quite at the level of Tony Todd in my opinion. But I also really don't think you should compare the two because this one isn't remaking Candyman. It's a modern sequel that's kind of taking the legend and everything from the first movie and now making a new chapter and retelling the story and reframing it in a weird unique way. I like the way they were able to it's hard to say without giving anything away, but the way they were able to bring the story into the modern day but twist it some and that so many people missed, didn't realize like what they were doing, I thought was really fascinating. And it's just funny to me how many people like it's flew over their heads. They're like, that's but why would they tell the story different than what really happened in the original Candyman? I'm like, you're not paying attention. Like you're not paying attention at all to what this movie is trying to say. Like they're villainizing her in the way that Tony Todd, the original Candyman, was villainized in the first movie. Yeah, that's the one bad thing about rainy weather. I'm with you, John. Like it makes all my aches and pains hurt so much more. That would have been pretty. That's gotta have been an amazing day to meet Tony Todd and Clive Barker the same time. Yeah, isn't Tony Todd like 6'3", 6'4", something like that? Like definitely a big guy. He's got me by a couple inches. Yeah, everything I've ever heard about Tony Todd is he genuinely is a really nice person. I've talked to him a little tiny bit on Twitter, and like not had like full conversations, but thank you for what you do, little things like that. And even on there, he's just so humble and so kind, and just doesn't need to be as nice as he is. Like you don't like there's a certain level of niceness you need to have when you're a public figure, but then there's an extra layer and level like people like Tony Todd are that you don't need to be. Like he just goes above and beyond, and like that's when it's impressive. Like when it's beyond where it even helps your brand anymore. It's just because you genuinely are a really nice person. I really hope Tony Todd gets at least one more really good movie that he can show his skills before his time's up, because it's a shame, like he just gives it all he's got in every movie he's in, but he just keeps being in all these like really not good movies. They're just not great, and they don't have roles that are worthy of his talent, and yet he's such a professional. He you know goes all in on every single one of those roles, and does some whatever he can with that role. Like even movies I love, like I love the Hatchet movies, I love Final Destination, but like his roles in those, like he deserves better. Like someone, like I just don't get it. I don't understand how someone who's such a legend as he is, and such a phenomenal actor, and respected and loved by everyone that I know of, doesn't get more like big time roles. Like it's a lot of bullshit in the Hollywood world, but I also know that Tony Todd picks his roles wisely and doesn't really work in a lot of those circles that make lots of money, and like he cares about the people that are making the movies too, and tries to run in the right circles, and cares about performing on stage, and Broadway, and like actual plays and whatever too. Like so I know it's a complicated thing. It's not as simple as just getting roles offered to him, but I know that he's not offered the kind of roles that he deserves. And I don't get it. I don't at all. I know his health hasn't been the greatest, but even before his health started having problems, like he just doesn't offer the roles that he deserves. That's really cool that you met Chuck Norris. Hell yeah. Hey Electra, how you doing? He's a 68-year-old. Yeah, I don't follow. I don't know what you mean. He's not he's not too old to be able to still, like he still acts at a great level when he's given opportunities. Yeah. I was just thinking of Chuck Norris jokes, like the what is the one, like under his beard is a chin, like a second, or under his beard is a second fist, something like that. Who is a celebrity that you would like? Who's a celebrity, dead or alive, that you would love to meet? Like who, like who's the number one celebrity, dead or alive, that you would meet or want to meet? I don't know who mine would be, because it would have been super cool to meet Brandon Lee. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be an actor. It wouldn't be an actor. It would probably be an artist. Um, I think mine's probably Jean Michel Basquiat. Either him or Bruce Lee would have been up there with people I would like to have met. I would definitely have liked to have met Wes. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I would. Sorry, I didn't even finish that. I would like to have met Wes Craven. Hooper, I always heard that Toby Hooper was he was supposed to be a really fun guy to meet. He would have been a cool one to meet. But who are you guys'? Definitely not anybody like because John Carpenter I would like to meet kinda, but he also is like a grumpy ass old man, and I feel like he's one of those ones that you'd meet and you'd be like, it's kind of like he'd either be really cool, like you're just meeting another Joe, or he would be like a grumpy ass old man, and I got plenty of those friends already. I also am not a starstruck person. Like I'm not. I like when I say meet someone, I don't ever like to meet people when it's like, oh, you're a famous person meeting you. Like that's not my cup of tea. Mine's more like we're working together, or we just run into each other and have a cup of coffee. I don't give a fuck about your fame or any of that shit. Like meeting someone for me is about the personality. Like so it isn't just to shake your hand and get an autograph or get a picture with. That's not what I'm into. For me, if I meet someone, it's like I'd like to actually, get down and have a conversation. I don't drink beer. I'd say have a beer with, but you know what I mean. And so, like Tim Curry is a great one. Um, it would have been cool to meet him. Vincent Price would have been a phenomenal person. I don't really think I would have wanted to meet Bela Lugosi. Boris Karloff would have been a cool one. Same with Lon Chaney Jr. I heard Abbott and Costello were, well, Abbott anyway, I heard was a dick. I forget where I heard that. I don't know if I would. I think I would like to meet Robert England, but once again, it's in that scenario of not going to a convention and meeting him at a booth. I'd like to meet him where it's just two guys chilling. Um, and Kane Hodder, I don't know, man. Kane Hodder is always kind of. I think he's great, but he's kind of one of those jock type of guys to me that I just never really connect super well with. Like I don't mean this like he's a bad guy, but like when I was younger, I gave a shit about if people thought I was a badass tough guy or whatever. I don't give a fuck about that anymore, and like he still seems like the kind of guy that wants people to think he's a badass, and I don't know. It's hard to even explain what I'm saying, but I prefer artists. I prefer to meet people that are creatives and artists and are funny and don't put on a mask. The less of a mask that they put on, the more enjoyable it is to meet them and be around them. Yeah, Clive Barker would be a cool person to have coffee with and sit down with. Yeah, alive or dead. It isn't just alive. Anthony Hopkins, I don't know if I'd want to meet Anthony Hopkins. I feel like he's one that I would meet him and be disappointed because I just have this feeling that he is a little bit I don't know, a little bit pompous, a little bit full of himself, like just a little bit. I'm sure to his friends and family he's great. So I guess it's about in the context you meet him in. But I feel like he's a little bit too prim and proper for my taste. You know, like someone that I think would be fun to meet would be Rob Zombie. You know, someone that doesn't give a fuck, someone that can be, you know, dirty and a little bit rude with their humor and isn't trying to put on anything and doesn't expect you to be a certain way or have proper etiquette or whatever. Like I prefer people like that just can be themselves. But actor wise, Anthony Hopkins is incredible. Like there's very few on the planet that can act on the level that he can. Michael Keaton, I think, would be a fun person to meet. I think if you know, were to meet him in a bar kind of thing, he would be a cool guy to meet. Like he I have a feeling he would just be like your average Joe. Whereas like someone like Tom Cruise is the kind that bugs me because he is full of himself and arrogant as fucking hell, but pretends to be humble and pretends to be like, oh, I actually care about you and what you think and who you are, and that phoniness that drives me crazy. Like he's one of those celebrities that's right near the top of ones that I have no desire to ever come in contact with in any way, shape, or form. Like there's not a, I think we have less of those now because with social media, more and more celebrities have to kind of just be who they are because you can't have the camera on you constantly without letting things crack, so to speak, this younger generation. So a lot of them are much more I think authentic, but you're seeing some of them. Like another one like Tom Cruise that bugs me is The Rock. Like I enjoy him in movies, whatever, but I feel like he's another one that is just so full of himself that if he were to let the mask slip a little, you would be like, "Oh God, dude, like you're a fucking human, man. Get over it." But that's just my 2 cents. I'm not saying you shouldn't like Tom Cruise. Like you can, and honestly, I'm not saying I don't even enjoy some of his movies that he's in or performances or any of that either. I'm just saying, as a person, that's the vibe I get from Tom Cruise, and I've always been a pretty good judge of character. It's kept me alive to this point, and that's just the read I get on Tom Cruise. And like I said, The Rock is the same vibe I get. I've known quite a few people like that most people are like, oh, they're such a nice guy. He actually cared about everything that he asked me about me and, you know, carried on this whole conversation like he really wanted to know who I was and remembered my name and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, it's all a fucking act, man. Like he doesn't give a fuck about who you are. Doesn't give a fuck about anything other than his image or the way he's presenting himself. It's all a well orchestrated, you know, act. It's all a well done machine. Like the greatest acting performance someone like Tom Cruise has ever done and The Rock has ever done, in my opinion, is what we see from them publicly all the time. Like they have the best publicist and best team money can buy to keep them looking good. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. You know, and that's just my opinion, man. Like I'm not at all saying there's anything wrong with enjoying those people. Like it's not that I don't enjoy their performances or whatever myself. It's just the person they are. That's the way they come off to me. Yeah, I think meeting Eli Roth now would still be a blast. Like I think Eli Roth is one of those people that you could have a great time having a beer with. Like he just there's not very many people that are more passionate about horror than Eli Roth. He's been this way his entire career. Like you listen to him on podcasts and stuff, like he is just so passionate about the craft of horror movies, and like I love it. the thing is, when you meet a celebrity, you also got to realize the context you're meeting them in. Like, I think, I met Bruce Campbell briefly one time, and he seemed like a genuinely nice guy, but it was also a situation where he was feeling rushed, and like, I'd rather have someone like that feel like you feeling like they're rushed and they're being human, right, than someone that pretends that they care so much about you and you're a complete stranger. Like, that's not a normal human way to be. Like, if you're meeting someone in a context where you're a perfect stranger and you don't have something in common, and they're having to be that celebrity in that moment, if you're like, that's a human way to be. That's okay. I'd rather that than someone that acts like they care about who you are. Like, why would anybody care who you are when they don't know you from Adam? Like, if you're both checking, like, you're both at a car show, right? He's not being a celebrity, or she's not being a celebrity. They're just being themselves, right? And they're at a car show, and you're both checking out a car, and you start shooting the shit about cars, and you're just two people hanging out talking about cars. Then they might care about what you have to say, and you're going to see the more human side and see who they really are, right? But if you're meeting them at a convention and they're walking out of a restroom, or they're in a convenience store and they don't know you from Adam, and you're like, hey, I'm a big fan of yours, whatever, of course you're going to feel like they're rushing. They're human, I hope it makes sense what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not a big fan. I'd much rather someone be a dick to me than pretend with this phony fakeness that they actually give a shit who I am when they have no idea who I am. I don't know. I've heard not a lot of good things about Stone Cold. Leslie, you're not the first time I've heard that. But once again, it's about the context you're meeting him in. To me, you're never going to hear me say a celebrity or a person was a dick if I'm meeting them in a situation where that is acceptable, right? To me, like, they're a dick if they're supposed to be on. They're doing their job and they're rude to you. That is a fucking dick. It's like, if they're supposed to be signing autographs and you're paying them money, they're supposed to be taking pictures, you're paying them money, and they act like a fucking arrogant asshole to you, that's a real fucking arrogant dick, because that's their fucking job. Like, they're accepting payment for doing that job. Don't do the job. It's just like, if I meet some dude at McDonald's and he's a dick to me, I'll say, that guy's a dick. Because he's at McDonald's and he's getting paid. That's his job, and he's fucking rude to me. But if I meet that dude on the street, doesn't know me from Adam, and he's in a hurry or whatever, and he's a little bit, whatever, I'm not going to call him a dick. Just be like, he doesn't know me. Not expect him to, I don't know. I just think a lot of times people expect celebrities to be on all the time. And it's like, they are humans still. And like, I'm not a big fan of that whole, well, you put yourself out in public. Like, no, dude. You can't get away from that. Like, it depends on where you meet them at. If you're meeting a celebrity and they're getting gas, like, why do they need to be on? Like, where are they supposed to go where they're not on? And we say, oh, it's because of how much money or how famous they are. Well, there's a certain amount of it that you don't control. Like, if you just want to go and do your work and you're in such high demand and you get paid all this money, like, you're just doing your job. Like, when you're doing your job, that I understand. It bothers me when people, like, I get this, I don't know. I think people need to chill out a lot of times on quote unquote celebrities. Like, just because people know who you are and run into you wherever. Doesn't mean you have to be this perfect person all the damn time. Like, leave them alone, dude. Like, if someone's sitting there at McDonald's eating food, like, you're not paying them for their time when they're sitting there at McDonald's eating their food. If you're meeting them at a convention and they're a dick to you, fuck them, because you are paying for them. They are on the clock. They are working. I don't know why, Leslie. It's not letting me show your comment. It says Stone Cold's a dick. He yelled at me when he was at a venue in my town that I worked at sometimes. See, that is when you can that's when you can genuinely say someone's a dick, is how they treat you when they're not on the clock and you're like just doing your job. You're just a regular person, then that's a genuine dick. But also too, like, if they're on the clock and they're being rude or whatever. But I've heard Stone Cold is just an asshole. Like, you know, and he's always come off to me as a prick. Whereas, like, the Undertaker, I've always heard, and Mankind, I know people that know Mankind, or at least have known him at times, and like, he was a very Mick Foley, he's a very nice guy. Like, he is, from what I've heard, a Tony Todd type that just, it doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter where, he's always going to be respectful of you. And pleasant, but I also still think, I don't know. John, that, yeah, I agree, but I'm not saying, it just depends on how, like I said, it just depends on the situation. You know, if you're bringing your 5-year-old up to meet Bruce Campbell and he's in a convenience store, in a perfect world, yes, he wouldn't brush you aside or whatever, but like, it just depends on what he did, you know, and how full of himself he was. But once again, like, in a situation like that, there's so many things that go into, you know, for all we know, you know, we have no idea of what was going on in that moment. And like, to judge someone when they're just kind of trying to mind their own business and just live a normal life, you know, like, if I was there and I could tell you what happened, it's different. But I'm just saying, I think sometimes, yeah. See what John said. What John says right here. It's being. I don't know if it's letting me show. But yeah, what James Caan, like, that's a dick. That's straight up a fucking dick. Like, you know, I'm not saying that James Caan has an obligation to sign the kid's autograph or what. Like, for instance, Shaquille O'Neal has a thing because he's such a huge celebrity and he would have to be signing autographs forever. And what he does is he doesn't answer questions. If you're on the street, like, he's eating dinner or whatever, he won't answer questions, and he doesn't really sign autographs. But for every kid that comes up to him, he will give them a hug, and he's always genuinely sweet and nice to them. And that's not, like, I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, he has these ground rules that he has set, but he always still respects your time and respects you as a human. He just doesn't sign autographs and doesn't answer questions, you know, but he does still give them a hug. Like, he tries to have a genuine human experience with every single kid that he can. And I think that's much more special and impactful and more respectable, in my opinion, than just being like, yeah, here, come here. You know what I mean? And like, walk it off. Like, I think, I guess, well, all I'm really trying to say is that too often, like, we forget that these are people, and we don't treat them as people anymore. We treat them as like that they are supposed to be perfect all of the time, and that they're supposed to have a publicist with them at all times and know exactly how to act at all times. And I know me personally, when I'm out and about, like, I'm not a talkative guy. Like, I just kind of keep to myself. But if someone comes up to me and says they recognize me, I do try to find the time. I mean, the time to be nice, but it just depends on the situation, I guess. It just really comes down to how they acted. Like the James Caan situation, like, that's fucking dick. I don't care what the reasoning is. You don't tell a kid to fuck off, period. You just don't. And like being that way to a little fucking kid, that's just not okay. But James Caan is notorious for being that way. Like, there's a lot of celebrities that are that way. And from the sound of it, Stone Cold is a dick as well. I did some unboxing. I opened up some packages from some of you guys. I got this from Leslie. It's this metal disc plate that has this beautiful Snake Plissken printed on it, and then it has a magnet, and you just attach it to your wall. I think I'm gonna put it up like right here. And then I got these two figures back here from Julie. And then I got this really nice Killer Clown shirt from Mickey Worley. So it felt like Christmas or my birthday, and it's not my birthday, and it's not Christmas. So you guys are just amazing. I just know that when I was in music, I was pretty well known in circles and at times, depending on where I would be at or whatever. And I tried then, and I want to do the same now, no matter how well known I might get. I don't want to be a celebrity, And I think a lot of people, a lot of artists, a lot of creators, whatever, are that way. Like, you just want to remain a regular person. Like, being, just because you're a well-known person doesn't mean you need to be a celebrity. So I think that's a lot of it. It's like, how do you act? Like, just because you're known doesn't mean you got to be a celebrity. It's like at high school, right? When we were all in high school years, just, there was the kids that everybody knew but didn't act all like arrogant and like, ooh, check me out. And then there would be like the star athlete who act like everybody should worship the ground that he walked on. And I just think it's bullshit. Like, you don't have to be that way. You could just be like, yeah, a lot of people know who I am. So I'm just still a regular person. I'm just me. And I think that's what we want. I think that's what we should want. Is more celebrity, more famous people or whatever, to just be people and act like people. And like, if they're in a big hurry, rather than be a dick, be honest and be like, yeah, I definitely will sign your 5-year-olds, but I am in a huge hurry. Be honest with you and just, but don't just brush your side and be like, I don't have time, lady. Like, be a dick. Yeah, those disc plates, like, that's so sick. Like, I've heard of them, but I've never seen one in person. And it's actually so nice. I'm excited because this Saturday, what is it? I never see celebrities where I live in New England. I saw Whoopi Goldberg once at an art store. Big deal. Whoopi Goldberg. Do you know she got her name Whoopi Goldberg because she farted a lot? Like, I remember I just recently heard that. I thought that was super weird. But I'm going to a screening of Rocky Horror Picture Show on Saturday. I'm really excited about it. There's this local website, and it's like horror things to do or something like that. Where'd it go? It's lovehorrorevents.com. And so I'm really excited to go to that event and to keep track of different events they have going on. Because there's another one that's going to see Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And let's see. John Massari is going to be there. Mike Martinez, who is one of the clowns, Harold Blank, who is one of the clowns, and Grant Kramer, who was the main teenager or whatever. So they're all going to be there. I thought anyway, yeah, it's a tribute show. So, and there's going to be a screening of the movie. So I'm really excited to go see that. And that's going to be on the 8th of July. And then there's a Scream Queens burlesque, or it's called Gorlesque, show that I'm going to go to the end of July. So I'm excited to finally have some different events coming up. And I'm definitely going to take you guys there and do a live from those events. Hopefully I'll find some other events too, but I want to do a live from those places and try to talk to some of the locals and stuff. I just think it would be fun. See, a question from Brian Donahue. Kanan, that's great. Are you going to sing and dance along? At the Rocky Horror, I don't really dance. I used to sing for a long time, but I'll probably kind of just be there. I don't know. Like, I doubt it. I doubt I'll be drunk, so... But I just want to kind of be there. I've been to a couple screenings of Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's been a long time ago. Or it was a long time ago. I'll probably throw some produce or cabbage or whatever at the screen. I don't know how into it's going to be. But I think it'd be fun. Yeah, I can't wait to see the Killer Clowns video game. And then Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the video game, comes out in August. So that's why I was talking a little bit ago, saying how I want to start trying to do some horror video game live thing, from my Xbox. Do some lives playing horror video games. But I got to figure out how to do all that. I don't know how to stream from the Xbox yet. I don't know when the Killer Clowns game is coming out, though. Amber wrote a question. My 10-year-old likes scary things and wants to watch horror movies. I'm torn. I'm so happy to have one of my kids share one of my interests, and I think it could be a great bonding experience. Just watch certain things with them. Like, just don't go too crazy deep into horror. Like, watch stuff that's scary but not gonna super affect them. Minimize the gore, minimize whatever else you're not comfortable with, and just pick movies that are a little less of that and a little just more of the fun horror. Like, I just watched on Netflix, it's going to be on my upcoming list next week, We Have a Ghost. And, like, that's a great gateway horror movie. I mean, it's not really horror, but it's got some horror imagery and this and that. It's something you could still watch together and be fun. But I mean, there's stuff that's even more horror than that. But there's tons of movies that you can watch that are horror, but just not too crazy. And so that's what I would do. I would just slowly bring them along and let them watch things as it gets more into it. You know, stick with a lot of the PG-13 horror. Like, there's plenty you can watch together without having to be tripping if you're scarring them or not, you know? Man, I would like some cool stuff from Jaws. I have a Jaws poster over there that I'm going to break out pretty soon. Because I want to do some type of Shark Week thing. I don't know what I'll have time to do. But I definitely want to try to at least talk about, you know, at least a shark movie or two and do something sharky related. But no, I don't have a ton of collectibles. Like I used to have a lot more, but I had to sell quite a bit of it because I was, you know, too broke when I went through my sort of divorce, breakup, whatever you want to call it. I love Silent Hill. There isn't much yet out about what the new one is going to be, but there is like the. I feel like there's never been a Silent Hill game or movie. I mean, there's never been a one that really does that property the justice it deserves, man. Because it could be so scary and so cool. Unfortunately, like there were cool elements in the Silent Hill movies, but there were also things that just were like they didn't have the greatest budget, the greatest acting, especially the second one. And it's like even though some of the imagery was just so badass, like a lot of it just didn't hold up either, and it's frustrating because it could have been such a good movie. I still love them though, don't get me wrong. All right, I am getting hungry, so I think I'm gonna go. But thanks for hanging out with me. I really enjoyed doing these unboxing for you guys. Hang out with me, and these were so much fun. Like I'm just so excited about getting this. Like I said, it feels like my birthday or Christmas. It's crazy. But yeah, so I have a new video coming out in the morning, so please come back to the channel. It'll be releasing at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so that's 1 o'clock Eastern time, and it's going to be another 10 movies on Tubi. So definitely come back to the channel and check that out tomorrow. I may stream tomorrow night. I don't know. I'm not. Things are really kind of up in the air this weekend because I'm going to be streaming live from the Rocky Horror Picture Show on Saturday. So I might end up still streaming tomorrow, or I might just wait and do it on Saturday. I'm also going to probably do a movie night on either Sunday or Monday. So if you're a channel member or a patron, I'll be posting up a link to that. Probably end up doing like probably I don't know more about that on Sunday. But anyway, I'll be definitely doing things, but definitely come back and watch the the video tomorrow is going to do a live premiere, so we can all chit chat in the live stream in the comments or the chat or whatever. Yeah, tongue tied. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. Remember, guys, horror can be fun. I'll see you guys later.